Maya had been traveling for hours, eager to reach her destination and finally get some rest. When she arrived at the small hotel nestled in a quiet town, she was ready for a peaceful evening. She approached front desk with a smile, handing over her reservation confirmation. The young receptionist glanced at it briefly, then looked at Maya with a slight hesitation. "I'm sorry," receptionist said, her tone polite but firm. "We're fully booked tonight. I can't find your reservation." Maya, confused and frustrated, pulled up confirmation on her phone. "But I made a reservation. I confirmed it yesterday." The receptionist's face shifted slightly as she glanced at computer again. "Let me check with manager," she offered, disappearing into the back. Maya stood, trying to remain calm, but she couldn't shake the feeling something was off. A few minutes later, a man in his 50s appeared tall, confident, and clearly in charge. "I'm the owner of the hotel," he said, extending his hand with a forced smile. "What seems to be the issue?" Maya showed him the confirmation email. "I have a reservation, but I was told you're full." The owner scanned the computer screen, then looked back at her. "That's strange," he said, visibly uneasy. "We don't have any record of it." Maya's patience started wearing thin. "But I made it. Could there be a mistake in your system?" The owner sighed, clearly uncomfortable. "Let me double-check." He typed in the computer for what felt like an eternity before turning to her with an apologetic expression. "I'm really sorry, but it looks like we're fully booked tonight." Maya's confusion deepened. "I don't understand. I confirmed it. Are you sure there's no room?" He hesitated, his eyes flickering between her and the receptionist. "We don't usually have guests like you," he muttered, his tone dismissive. Maya froze, words hitting her harder than she expected. She had faced subtle racism before, but this was different. "Excuse me?" she asked, keeping her voice steady despite hurt she felt. The man immediately faltered, realizing his mistake. "I didn't mean anything by it," he stammered. "It's just... well, we're a small hotel, and sometimes things get tricky." But Maya wasn't buying it. "What do you mean by guests like me?" she pressed, standing taller, her voice unwavering. He fumbled for words, clearly uncomfortable. "I didn't mean," he started, but she cut him off. "Is it because I'm black?" she asked flatly. The man's face flushed, and he looked away, avoiding her gaze. The receptionist stood silently, her hands trembling. "It's nothing personal," the owner muttered, but it was clear from his body language and choice of words that it was more than just a mistake. Maya was ready to leave, but something caught her eye. On front desk, there was a framed photograph of owner standing with several other people. She recognized one face immediately, her father. Her pulse quickened. The man before her, the one who had just turned her away, had been her father's business associate in past. They had worked together for years in real estate, and Maya knew that over time, their relationship had soured. Her father had spoken about the subtle racism he encountered from some of his former colleagues, and now she understood why. Maya took a deep breath, then turned back to the owner. "You knew my father," she said calmly. The owner froze. His face drained of color. "What do you mean?" "I know who you are. I know your history with my family," Maya said, her voice low but firm. "And I know why you tried to turn me away tonight." The owner stammered, trying to recover. "I didn't mean anything by it." Maya didn't let him off the hook. "This isn't a mistake. You've held on to your prejudices for years, and it's time to face consequences." She pulled out her phone and quickly typed a message to a local news outlet, detailing the encounter. Within hours, story spread, exposing not only the hotel owner's racism but his history with her father. The backlash was swift. Customers canceled their reservations, and community began calling for accountability. The hotel faced severe scrutiny, and the owner was forced to sell business. A new management team, committed to fairness and inclusivity, took over. They promised to rebuild the hotel's reputation, ensuring that such discrimination would never occur again. Maya didn't need to stay at hotel, but she had made a point. She had turned what could have been a humiliating experience into a public reckoning. It wasn't just about getting a room, it was about standing up for herself and others who had faced similar treatment. As for owner, his prejudice had cost him everything. In the end, Maya walked away with her head held high, knowing that her actions had sparked change. The owner, on the other hand, was left to reflect on how deeply rooted prejudice had destroyed his business and career. And for Maya, this victory was just one of many steps toward a brighter, more inclusive future.